What if I told you that this tree is actually 26 years old? It looks like an ancient relic from centuries past, but it was born in the early 1990s. The truth is that this little tree is a bonsai, which means that its growth has been carefully manipulated by humans to create a miniaturized version of a full-size tree. But it's not just about making trees small. Bonsai is an art form that can take years of practice and patience to master. Today, we're going to explore how bonsai artists use various techniques to create these miniature masterpieces and what they can teach us about the relationship between humans and nature. First off, let me explain what bonsai actually is. In Japanese, bonsai means tree in a pot, but that's only part of the story. A bonsai is more than just a small tree growing in a container. It's a work of living art that requires constant care and attention. Unlike traditional art forms such as painting or sculpture, a bonsai is a dynamic and evolving piece that changes with the seasons and responds to its environment. One of the main goals of bonsai is to make a small tree look like an old one. This is because small trees have finer branches, thinner leaves, and a more delicate appearance overall, which can be appealing to some people. However, in order to achieve this look, bonsai artists use a variety of techniques to manipulate the growth of the tree. One of the most important things is to prune the branches so that they grow in a certain direction or stop growing altogether. By removing unwanted branches, the artist can create a shape for the tree that resembles an older, more established plant. They can also prune the roots to control the size and shape of the tree and to prevent it from becoming too large for its pot. Another technique that bonsai artists use is wiring. This involves wrapping wire around the branches of the tree to guide them into a particular shape. The wire is flexible and can be molded to fit the desired curve or angle of the branch. As the branch grows, it will eventually outgrow the wire and the artist can remove it, but the shape that the wire created will remain. Wiring is often used in combination with pruning to create the desired look for a bonsai. In addition to shaping the branches, bonsai artists also need to pay attention to the trunk of the tree. The trunk is the main supporting structure of the bonsai, and it should be strong and stable. Artists may use a variety of tools to shape the trunk, such as knives or grafting tools. They may also use a technique called aerial root pruning, which involves removing the bark from the trunk to expose the roots. This can help to create a more aged look for the bonsai, and it can also help to strengthen the trunk over time. But bonsai is more than just about pruning and shaping branches. It's also about creating a natural and aesthetically pleasing appearance. This means that bonsai artists must pay attention to details such as the placement of the branches, the thickness of the trunk, and the overall balance of the tree. They must also consider the pot that the tree is growing in, as the pot can enhance or detract from the overall appearance of the bonsai. It takes years to become a skilled bonsai artist, but anyone can start growing a bonsai tree. You can find bonsai trees at some garden centers and nurseries, but you can also grow your own bonsai by taking cuttings from a full-size tree and then training the cuttings to grow into a bonsai. It's important to note that not all trees are suitable for bonsai, but some of the most popular choices include ficus, Chinese elm, juniper, and pine. These trees are relatively easy to care for, and they respond well to pruning and other bonsai techniques. In addition to the techniques mentioned earlier, bonsai artists also use soil and fertilizers to help shape and maintain their trees. The type of soil used in bonsai can affect how well the tree grows and how much fertilizer the tree needs. A well-draining soil mix is important to prevent the roots from becoming waterlogged. And different types of fertilizers can be used to encourage new growth or to strengthen the tree against pests and diseases. Finally, bonsai artists must be patient. Bonsai is a long-term commitment, and it takes time to create a mature and well-developed tree. With proper care and attention, a bonsai tree can live for many years and even become an heirloom to be passed down to future generations. So now let's talk about the most crucial thing in the entire process, which is choosing the right tree. It's not enough to just grab any old tree and try to turn it into a bonsai. You need to find a tree with good potential, such as the sky, for example. When looking for a tree to turn into a bonsai, you need to look for certain characteristics that indicate that the tree has the potential to make a good bonsai. One of the most important things to look for is a tree with a straight and sturdy trunk. The trunk is the main support of the bonsai, and it needs to be strong enough to support the weight of the branches and foliage. You also want to look for branches that are strong and flexible. Strong branches will be able to withstand the weight of the leaves and snow without breaking. Flexible branches can be bent and shaped into different positions to create a more interesting and dynamic look for the bonsai. Additionally, you want to look for a tree with a well-developed root system. A healthy root system will ensure that the bonsai is well-nourished and able to grow properly. If the root system is too large or too dense, it may need to be pruned or reduced in order to fit in the bonsai pot. Once you've found a tree with good potential, the next step is to take cuttings from the tree and then grow them into bonsai. This process is called air layering, and it's relatively easy to do. You simply take a cutting from the tree, place it in water or soil, and then wait for it to grow roots. Once the cutting has rooted, you can plant it in a bonsai pot and begin the process of shaping and training the bonsai. And here's a very important thing to remember. Not all trees are suitable for bonsai. Some trees, such as maples and oaks, can be difficult to grow in bonsai form because they have a tendency to grow very large and their roots can be invasive. However, there are many other types of trees that are much easier to grow in bonsai form, such as pines, junipers, and ficus trees. These trees are more forgiving and they respond well to the pruning and shaping techniques that are used in bonsai. If you're still not convinced that bonsai is for you, you can always opt for a pre-grown bonsai. Many bonsai trees are grown by professional bonsai artists who sell their trees at nurseries and garden centers. You can also find bonsai trees at some online retailers. If you decide to buy a pre-grown bonsai, it's important to choose a tree that is healthy and well cared for. Look for a tree with green and healthy foliage, as well as a well-developed root system. Avoid trees that are wilting or have signs of disease or pests. If you're looking for a unique and rewarding hobby, consider giving bonsai a try. With proper care and attention, your bonsai tree can thrive for many years. So whether you choose to grow your own bonsai from a cutting or to buy a pre-grown bonsai, you're sure to enjoy the unique challenges and rewards of this ancient art form. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that mini crash course on bonsai. I know there's a lot more to cover, but this is just a taste of what goes into making these miniature trees. If you want to learn more about bonsai or share your own experiences with it, please leave a comment below. I always love hearing from you guys and getting to answer as many comments as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.